we know, and it's gonna segue into our next topic about identity crisis. The most common thing for young people to do, we all have been through it, is to go through an identity crisis at one level or another. You know, we talked about it when I was younger. Michael Jackson was big, and you had some people, not me, but some people who like that style. So you would have people come to school with a glove on, or one glove, or the glitter pants, or the jacket. Wasn't it some kind of jacket like Michael Jackson had?
Yeah, the beaded jacket and the Thriller jacket. Yeah,
So you
they
had people did that. And we talking about now. This is all connects to this satanic club. All of us go through identity crisis. You know, some people look come up in the hood. Someone want to be gangster. They thought you wanted to be a gangster. Some of us thought we wanted to be gangsters. Yeah, until you start seeing your friends go to jail. So you start seeing them get killed. That was our identity crisis. Okay, you're still trying to find yourself. Some people join clubs. Some people join fraternities. All of these things to try to find out who they are. That's called identity crisis. And you may change your identity, meaning that how you represent yourself or present yourself to everyone. You know, if you present yourself like Michael Jackson, well, it's obvious you aren't Michael Jackson, but you just in a stage where you're trying to identify with a Michael Jackson, and as long as you don't stay stuck there. Here's the problem with identity crisis: is if you are stuck in an identity crisis, the identity of being someone or something you're not. There's people today, and this is a very strange thing, who think they're horses. You seen that before? They
yeah,
actually walk around like they're horse. I mean, you know what I'm talking about?
I've heard of it.
For real. So these people they want to be a horse. That's a now they're not kids though. Look, when we were kids, we played what? Cowboys and Indians, cops and robbers. Who you chose to be was who you really wanted to identify with. You don't play cops and robbers when you become a man or a woman. You don't play it. You focused on being who you're supposed to be. You're trying to figure out who it is, who you are. So the identity crisis is important because talking about this satanic club, you're directly producing an identity issue with these children. You're asking them to identify with satanic things as opposed to identify with godly things. And that's a choice that you can make. Is it the right choice? Well, that's going to be between you. I'm going to tell you no right now. But if you feel it's the right choice, then go ahead and do what you do. But I have a choice too. I have an opinion too. I believe it's wrong. That identity crises are real. That when you force feed people, when you force feed a young, impressionable mind, you can make them go down a path that they never would have gone down. And you will be the one holding the responsibility for that. So identity crises are real. We all go through it. Women with hairstyles. You know, my wife used to have long hair when I met her, and then she cut it down the Halle Berry thing. You know what I'm saying? That was, I'm not gonna say an identity crisis, but that was a style that
Right.
she went to, but she didn't get stuck as wanting to be Halle Berry, is what I'm saying. Some people want to be that person, and they turn themselves into something that they're not. That's an identity crisis. That's not who you are. So my concern is that when these particular kind of groups deal with the identity of people. Now, in particularly, when the child's home is devoid of, let's say, of any source of God.
Mhm.
No source in that household. It's not that they worshiping the devil, but they just don't have a practical source of God. They don't have a worship time. They don't have meditate. They don't have those things. So the child doesn't know about it. But you take that young mind and you automatically from kindergarten, they're attacking middle schools. Satanic clubs, man. Now we call America, what do we call Russia? We call them evil. We call all these people evil to go to war with them, right?
Right.
Been the three of them. So I know every time these are evil, godless people. That's what we were told. Anybody know? They tell you that these are evil, godless people. Guess what we going over there to do? Destroy them. Because we supposed to represent goodness, right?
Mm-hmm.
America. We may not look too good right now, but look, you still have some real red-blooded Americans here. Some people who have fought, who know what it's like. I don't have time to hear nothing from a fool who ain't never did nothing but try to kill people's hopes. And that's what these groups are doing. The satanic club, you're trying to kill the hope of the world, to kill the hope of a child that may, just like Drew said, dabbled with something and didn't realize what the Pandora's box you were opening.
Yeah.
So we hope that, but this identity crisis are real. So my identity crisis, let me say this right quick, man.
Okay.
I always wanted, when I was young, I was a rapper. That's what I was, a rapper, man. And so coming up in that environment, that's what I wanted to be, a rapper. I wanted to be a gangster rapper. This is the truth. And see, but this is another thing about influence and identity. Because of what I was seeing, when rap music, gangster rap music really came on the scene, it caught me. Because these are things that go on when they're singing about it. And what better issue for me to talk about than what I'm going through? Right?
Mm-hmm.
See, so I thought I was gaining and I was becoming in New Orleans at that time, younger, a little, popular in the rapping thing. But what it was doing really to me, the end result of that was I was just taking in too much negativity. I'm already coming from an environment that's negative. I'm rapping negativity. And before I knew it, you manifest things into your life. Now, let me use an example of Tupac. A lot of people know who Tupac is and Biggie Smalls. Both of them wrote songs about going to hell and wanting to die, right? Biggie Smalls had an album called I'm Ready to Die and died shortly afterwards. Tupac said, I see death around the corner and died. They died the same kind of life that they rapped about. So I'm getting to the part about the manifesting things. You can manifest those things into your life. And I saw that. Young men who were taken away early because of the violence that they lived in their environment and that they continually spoke about. So that left an influence to me that was kind of negative. And so my identity started to, kind of like push back away from that. Because once I started experiencing things, I started murder with my brother. You see, you got to understand, a lot of, I had friends that were just getting knocked off like crazy. It was just like that. So I was manifesting that stuff and wasn't realizing it's not just a song. It's not just a song. You have power in your words. So what I didn't know and I know now, that was all my life was a rap. That was it. Because I didn't have nothing else to hold on to. I felt that was it. But I also realized what I was I began to realize I started to manifest. It was the worst time of my life. Well, this is the time where all my friends, I'm losing everybody, man. Even when I went into the military, some friends that I still knew, they were dying. They were being put in jail for life. They were killing all kind of stuff. We were manifesting that. And we fell into an identity crisis of wanting to be gangsters instead of men. And it's a shame you got some grown men today, they still in identity crisis. This is what I'm getting to. That's normal for a child. But it's not normal for a grown man to still walk around here going to work a 9 to 5 thinking you a gangster, or not working at all, or not taking care of your family. See, all of that got manifested because that's what we was rapping about. We was rapping about how many women, how many babies you got. Everything we rapped about manifested, if you look at it. So you got to think about this, and some people get stuck in this identity. It's a crisis when you're young. But when you're older and you still stuck in that identity, the worst thing I ever seen is a 50-year-old person that used to rap when they was 20 trying to come back and rap still. You 50 years old, bro. What are you talking? What are you doing? It's not you're stuck. And so you get in the stuck place. Because now the identity crisis that you were going through, you turn directly into it. That's a crisis, really. Not an identity journey, but a crisis. That's more, there's a difference. So I went away from rap. Trying to be, my dreams of wanting to be a big rapper, I don't want that no more. I didn't want that no more. It was manifesting too many negative things in my life, to be real. And so I know that your identity can get caught up. So, now do you, Drew, let me throw it to Drew.
Okay.
Identity crises, man, because I just explained my personal thing. And I've come along, God made me come a long way from that. But I was able to see through a spiritual lens what I was manifesting. And now my life is different because I am in a different, I have chosen my identity. I've chosen it and I stand on it. And so I speak on it. You see what I'm saying? So it manifests. So I'm speaking only good things. That's why people, like I tell you, Drew, I don't try to win arguments. No.
Right.
You never try to win an argument. Because soon as a person says something silly, like I heard on that show, intellectually they're unable to have the conversation. And they go to the angry place. So, Brother Drew, what about identity? You ever had an identity crisis, man? The identity crisis versus the identity, I guess, the regular identity things we all go through. Every girl wanted to be Janet Jackson.
Uh-huh.
Saying, so what you think about it, brother? Tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean,